Okay guys, I welcome you to our free live RHCSA training session 8, and in today's session we will learn about the commands and arguments. In this session I will introduce you to the shell expansion by taking a close look at the commands and arguments. Knowing shell expansion is important because many commands on your Linux system are processed and most likely changed by the shell before they are executed. Means whatever commands we fire on the terminal, many of those commands are actually changed by the shell before the execution. The command line interface or shell used on most Linux systems is called the bash. Generally we use the bash shell, which stands for born again shell. The bash shell incorporates feature from sh. sh is the traditional or the original born shell. We can also use csh, ksh, tcsh. So how can we check what type of shell we are actually using? So we can execute echo $shell command. It shows us the shell name. If you want to use the additional shells, you can install them by running the yum install command. Okay, and what are the different shells which are available in your machine? For that you can execute cat etc shells command. This shows us the available shells. Or you can execute chsh-l also. So how can we check what type of shell we are using? We can execute echo $shell command. This shows us the shell name. We are currently using the bash shell, which is the born again shell, and the previous version of this shell was sh. That was the original born shell. We can additionally use some other shells also like tcsh, ksh, csh. And how can we check what type of shells are available? For that we can execute cat etc shells command. This shows us the available shells in our machine. In this tutorial we will use the echo command for many purposes. Okay, the echo command is very simple because whatever we write after the echo command, that gets printed on the screen as it is. Let me show you. If I write here echo welcome to Nehra classes, so it will be printed on the screen as it is. So whatever we will mention after the echo command, that will be printed on our screen, or we can use it in the scripts also. So echo command is used for that purpose. Now first we will talk about the arguments. What are arguments and what are commands? So first let me tell you about the arguments. One of the primary feature of shell is to perform a command line scan. Whatever we write in form of command on our shell, that command is scanned by the shell first before the execution. So one of the primary feature of the shell is to perform the command line scan. When you enter a command on the shell or the shell command prompt and press enter, then the shell will start scanning the line, cutting it up into arguments. Like I mentioned here, echo welcome to Nehra classes. So what shell will do? Shell will first scan this entire line before executing this command, and after that it will break this command into different arguments. While scanning the line, the shell may make many changes to the argument as you type. So at the time of scanning, before the execution, it can create different argument from that input, whatever you have mentioned on the terminal, and it can make many changes in that. And after that, the shell executes the command. This process is called the shell expansion. So what is shell expansion? Shell expansion is the process in which shell scans the input from the user and breaks it into arguments and then makes the necessary changes before executing it. Okay, now let me give you one example how it happens. If I type here echo hello world, so what will happen? It will print the hello world as it is, as I have mentioned there on the command line interface. But if I will give some space in between these two words this time, like this, and press enter, so what it will do, there will be no change in the output. The output will remain the same as it was executed previously. So what is happening here? It is removing the white space in between the words. So this space is not considered by the cell. And how it is happening? Because before the execution, cell was scanning the entire line, then it was breaking it into arguments, then it was making the necessary changes, and then it was executing it. So in both these commands, what shell is doing by default? Shell is considering that this space is not useful. So it is only accepting one space there. But in case if you want to execute it as it is, you will have to tell the shell that I want to print this as it is. So for that, you need to write it inside the quotes. Like this. Or for this purpose, you can use the single quotes as well. Either you can use the double quotes or you can use the single quotes. So in both the cases, it will show us the expected result. But the meaning of the single quote as well as the double quote is totally different. One is used to print the value of the variable, other one is used to print the argument as it is. So that I will show you later. Now coming to the single quote. As I told you, whatever we want to print as it is by using the echo command, for that we will use the single quote. Like, let me mention here a line with, let me give some more space this time, single quotes. So this will print this statement as it is, because I have mentioned the statement inside single quote. If I will remove the single quotes, then it will only give one space in between the words. Can you see the difference, guys? Why we are using the single quotes? Because we want to print it as it is. And for this purpose, we can also use the double quotes. This time also, it will show us the same results. So for this purpose, either we can use the single quotes or we can use the double quotes, as I told you earlier as well. Okay guys, so what is the difference between the single quote and double quote? Where do we use the single quotes and where do we use the double quotes? Let me show you. Suppose we have a variable. So let me set a variable first, var is equal to 500. So what I have done, I have just defined a variable. This var variable contains a value of 500. Now I want to print this value. I can simply execute echo $var command. So it will print the result as 500. But if I will use the double quotes after the echo command, in this case it will print the result as 500 as it is. But if I want to print the $var instead of its value, then I will use the single quotes. So whatever I will mention within the single quotes, that will be printed as it is. But if I will use the double quotes, then its value will be printed. So that is the main difference between the single quotes and the double quotes in Linux. Got it, guys? Okay. Now I will talk about echo and quotes. So we use some characters. Let me explain. Like new line character, the tab character, So special escape characters we call them. So how can we use the special escaped characters? So for that we use one option along with the echo command, that is echo -e. Echo -e enables the special escape characters. Let me explain. Align with new line. I want to print this new line word or this new line argument in the next line. So for that I will simply mention the escaping character as /n or /n. So what this will do, it will print the remaining words in the next line like this. So in order to use this /n or the escaping character, I will have to use option -e along with the echo command. In the same way, I can use the tab character. Tab character is used to give one tab space in between the words. So for that I can simply mention \t and it will give a space in between the words. So no, only echo command will not do this. If you will simply use echo without option -e, then it will not work. It will be printed as it is. So that is the difference. That option will be enabled by using echo -e command. So there may be some more characters and you can know about them. You can watch my shell scripting tutorials. There I have explained them in detail. So you need to only know that we use option -e along with the echo command to enable the backspace or the special escaping characters. Now we will talk about the commands. Arguments I have already explained. Now I will talk about the commands. So there are two types of commands: external commands and shell built-in commands. So what commands are built-in commands and what commands are the external commands? Commands which are shell built-in or defined in the shell are called the built-in commands, or the commands for them we use the binary files that are called the external commands. So how can we check what type of command it is? For that we can simply execute the type command. Type command shows us whether this command is the shell built-in or the external. Like if I want to check about the cd command. So I know that cd command is a shell built-in. So if I will execute type cd, then it will print the result as cd is a shell built-in. So this cd command is defined in the shell. So that is why it is a shell built-in command. In the same way, you can check the other commands also. Like if you want to check the lsblk command. So it shows that there is a binary file present. So lsblk is an external command. It is not defined in the shell. For the external commands, it will show you the path of the binary location, path of the binary file. Okay, let me show you some more commands. So I want to check about the pwd command, the present working directory. It is again the shell built-in. If I want to check about the ls command, so ls command is an aliased command. So it is showing the result as ls is aliased to ls -- color is equal to auto. For aliased commands, it shows us the result like this. Okay. So with the help of the type command, we can simply check the command type, whether it is shell built-in or whether it is external. You can know about the other commands also, like passwd. So it is again the external command. mkdir, external command. So in this way we can check very easily. If I talk about the echo command, so echo is a shell built-in command. Or you can also use the which command. Which command shows you the details. After the which command, you can mention the command like which CP. So it will show you the result. That is, it is an aliased command and the location is this. So with this, you can check whether it is the built-in or the external. Okay. Which command we use to check the path environment variables. So what are the path environment variables? Path environment variables defines the location of the binary file in the system. Like in previous versions, if I need to execute some command, let us suppose I want to execute the passwd command. So for that I use the complete path like /bin/passwd like this to change the password. Then it will execute, and after that you can change the password. But in these current modern systems, we can directly mention the passwd command and it will do the work. So how system identifies from where to execute the binary file of this command? That happens with the help of the path environment variables. So if you will execute echo $path command, it will show you some details. So it tells us the location. It tells the system the location of the binary files, where the binary files may be present in your machine. So these are some locations, and you can even add some more paths there in the path environment variable. So since this path is already defined in the system, so with the help of this, system can execute any binary file in form of command. So this is very important, and with the help of which command we can check this path. So it will show you the location by running the which command. Now I will talk about the aliases. I have already shown you why do we use aliases. Aliases are used to execute the command with a different name. Like if I want to execute the cat command, it shows the contents of a file. But instead of cat, I want to execute this command with some other word like dog. So for that I can execute one command. I can mention alias dog is equal to cat. So this time I have set an alias for the cat command. Now I can execute the cat command by running the dog command. So dog command is now working in the same way as the cat command was working earlier. And you can also use the cat command also. So either you can execute it by running the dog command, or you can execute it by running the cat command. So that we can do with the help of aliases. And how can you see the aliases? You can execute simply alias command. It will show you the available aliases in your machine. These are the permanent aliases, and the previous alias which we have set, it is a temporary alias. If you will log out of the terminal and relog in back, then it will not work. To make it permanent, you have to make an entry in the profile file for this. That I will show you in the upcoming sessions. Now, if you want to remove it, you can simply use the unalias command, unalias dog, and it will be analyzed after that. So with the help of alias, some default options are already set there, like the rm command is defined in the system as rm-i. So this we have set to accidentally prevent deletion of the file. It is used for the interactivity. System will ask us before executing this command whether do we really want to remove the file or not. So that we can also do with the help of aliases. So aliases are very important in our machine. And you can display the cell expansion by simply running the set-x command. This shows us the shell expansion. And if you want to stop displaying it, you can execute set plus x. So I will show you why do we use it in the upcoming sessions in detail. And now I would request you to go through the practice exercise which is given on page number 131 of the same PDF. And if you find some challenges there, you can go through the solutions that are provided on page number 133. In the upcoming session, I will talk about the control operators. What are the control operators? Why do we use them? Okay. If you have any questions regarding the today's session or the previous sessions, you can ask me on Google Meet. And now I'm going to stop this presentation on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9, day after tomorrow at 9. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube.